I'm a dyed-in-the-wool credit guy. I started thinking about credit markets early in my career. My first job out of college was at the Bank of Boston, and I was a commercial banker and extended asset-based loans to retailers. There was a real estate crisis, and there was a massive dislocation. In fact, banks failed then. It sounds not too dissimilar to recent cycles. But I saw that, I witnessed that, and I saw how cycles can change and how valuations in the market can change.
I'm a graduate of Amherst College and Harvard Business School, and I started in the investment industry in 1998. After college, I was a Fulbright scholar, and that exposure to that program and that global lens was really important in forming me and thinking about investing, not just from a US perspective, but from a global perspective.
When I was an undergraduate, I majored in economics and mathematics, and at that time I learned a computer language, Fortran. And after graduate school, probably because of the combination of the three, I found myself doing economic forecasting with computer models at think tanks, and I did that for about a dozen years. And I found myself increasingly curious about how to predict currencies and interest rates.
Prior to being in the investment industry, I served as an active duty officer in the Coast Guard for 5 years. After studying civil engineering at the academy, I went on to business school, and I've been in the industry for about 2 decades now. I really enjoy global equity investing and looking at businesses.
The discipline of investing requires a focus on both the macro and the micro. And what I mean by that is it requires an understanding of long-term trends, sources of short-term market volatility, business decisions, and shifts in underlying business positioning. And all of that comes together and I think makes investing fascinating, incredibly interesting, and it keeps me on my toes.
So later on, I moved into the asset management world, coming to Loomis Sayles, which is really big into fundamental research, and it now allowed me to really focus on really understanding what types of companies can kind of get through various cycles, and looking at how the market can become really mispriced very frequently through different stages of the cycles, and what it takes to really uncover those gems that are out there. And that's what really motivates me, is really trying to do something that seems really difficult, but when you can apply a rigorous approach, fundamental research, you can actually repeat that across different phases of the cycle.
I think for me, the most interesting part of being an investor is watching businesses compound and grow over many years, in some cases decades, and the opportunity to be an equity owner and partner alongside a business, I think, is one of the most compelling ways to participate in that compounding, and as a fiduciary allow our clients to benefit from that growth over long periods of time.
So when Loomis reached out to me in 1994, I thought it was a great opportunity to find out if I could actually add value in real time to real portfolios instead of just giving people advice and never knowing what they did with it.
Investing is a form of problem solving, and it requires analytical approach, and it also requires a creative approach. And I think that combination of creativity and analysis is very powerful and is what makes investing for me so interesting.